Welcome back. You've come up against being able to set healthy boundaries and be decisive about your process. You're rewiring your feeling of being good enough. You have a clear space to create, and those amazing ideas are just simmering in your mind, and they're ready to ignite into something amazing. You're doing your morning practice every day, your evening routine every night, and you are ready to rock. Speaking of which, sometimes what we really desire to create in our life is incongruent with our personal identity. It doesn't match us. It doesn't feel exactly natural. It's a little bit uncomfortable because it is outside of our comfort zone, because our creative process, when we're really in the flow, is asking us to expand who we are. And this can feel awkward if it's a mismatch for our personal identity. And this is something that happens to creative people, which is redundant because all people are creative. This is something that happens to all levels of creatives. A great example, Beyonce. Beyonce felt uncomfortable really getting into the embodied, sexy way that her songs were calling for. So she created another identity, Sasha Fierce, and she transforms from normal, everyday Beyonce into Sasha Fierce when she goes on stage. Because what she's doing on stage is something that makes sense for Sasha Fierce, but not for Beyonce. It's the same as Jim Morrison becoming the Lizard King. I had a professor in college when I was studying the history of modern design, and he knew Jim Morrison personally. They would do poetry readings together. They were friends. They spent time together regularly, and he talked about how Jim Morrison was so shy he would have to have the house lights turned off when he read his poems, or he would have to face the wall or tell everyone in the audience to close their eyes. One time, he even performed his poetry from inside of a playhouse so that no one could see him. And yet, when he's on stage singing his heart out with the Doors, he becomes the Lizard King, something totally different than the Jim Morrison, the Jimmy, that my professor taught me about. The same professor knew Andy Warhol and said he was a dick. Which makes total sense, because if you don't want to be interrupted from your creative state of mind, you might be a little irritated when normal daily life gets in the way. So today, you build your Sasha Fierce. Today, you become the Lizard King. Every story needs a hero. You have to be the hero of your own story. No one else is coming to rescue you. So, sit down and write out your superhero name, your superpower, your alter ego, your theme song, whatever it is that speaks to creating this identity for you. If you're musically inclined, or you like to move your body, maybe it's about the rhythm, maybe it's about building the soundtrack around who you are, your Sasha Fierce or your Lizard King. Maybe you're more into conceptualizing things through the medium of fashion, so design your superhero costume. Whatever it is, it's time to be the hero of your own story. What does that look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Get to know your superhero alter ego well enough that you can step into that identity when it's time for you to be brave, bust down those creative blocks, and get into the frame of confidence and creativity. See you in day 6. Your superhero alter ego,